Hello, lovely beings. I have again another episode of the Human Light Bulbs podcast, where I talk with inspiring people that light up the world with their unique mission and being. And today I have very excited about the talk today. And for the people that don't know me yet, I'm a yoga meditation teacher, give energy healings, energy healing courses, lots of talks, and a podcast. And I'm just here to spread seeds of consciousness and different views of different perspectives, different ways of living. And that's why today is someone who has a totally different way of living. And I'm really very happy to introduce Brahman Menor to you. Welcome, Brahman.
Thank you for the invitation.
And maybe you can say a bit about an introduction of yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Brahman Menor, and they call me most of the time Menor. I'm a Dutch citizen, and well, I'm a world citizen, but I live in the Netherlands, and I'm a pranic teacher. So I think the topic is going to be about pranic living. So let's see where it flows and what happens today in this beautiful podcast.
Yeah, and how would you define what is pranic living?
Well, pranic living is transforming your body into a um, state of awareness where you sustain your body with energy instead of food or water, like a breatharian. Only a breatharian is doing breath exercises, and if you do pranic living, you don't do anything, just live your life.
Okay, and so and how do you receive that energy then? Like in a different way, or?
Well, no. Well, I always say prana is free energy, or awareness, or God, or prana, or how you want to call it. And everything around us is prana, and we are always, as a soul, connected to that energy. So the only thing that we do with our body, that we make a little bit more space to observe more of that prana energy by deconditioning ourselves. So all human beings are connected to prana, only we are not all able to absorb 100% prana.
And how can people get more prana?
Well,
Like I think you do that also, like with your
yeah,
retreats and.
yeah. Well, the most important thing is to know that, for example, Emoto, that was a Japanese scientist and therapist that investigated and proved that water absorbs all vibrations. And we think that everything that we've learned is most of the time in our brain, but we forget that our body is 70% water. So our body has all the knowledge that you have ever experienced and heard, like if I don't drink enough water, I dehydrate. If I don't eat enough, I lose weight. If I don't eat healthy, I have a lack of vitamins and minerals. That's not only in your brain, but also in your water. And you can change the way you think, but it's very hard to change the conditioning, so the knowledge that's absorbed in your cells. And as long as that's in your water, your body will react to that old energy and traumas and everything that you have experienced. So what I received and what I'm teaching people is to decondition the water in our body to make more space in your cells to absorb 100% of prana.
And how did you come to this journey in your life?
Mm. Well, um, I had a pretty, let's say, normal life up till I was 35. I was successful, making a lot of money, was a bodybuilder, 125, 135 kilograms. And I thought my life was perfect until that moment. But Source, let's call it Source or God, life, decided something different. So when I was 35, not walking any awakening path, or I wasn't searching for spirituality, or I was happy, I thought, with myself, with what I was doing, and I enjoyed life, I thought. And when I was 35, out of the blue, I had an awakening moment or an wake-up call, and life changed from there. It was an enlightenment moment, and I couldn't go back to my old life. So I stopped bodybuilding. I sold everything that I had. I got rid of my completely old life, and I started to investigate what am I going to do with myself. I started the journey diving into myself. Who am I? What am I? Why did it happen? And I stopped eating as much as I did as a bodybuilder. And after a year, I recognized that my body felt not totally healthy, and I recognized some sort of mist in my head, and stress in my chest. My stomach area was continuously burping and cramping, and I thought, okay, this is not normal. So I changed my diet of eating everything to vegetarian, vegan. I did all the diets that you can buy a book from. And at the end, after 14 years, I surrendered. I didn't know what to do anymore, because what I recognized, the less I ate, the better I felt. So the clarity, like fasting, if you fast for a week, your energy goes up, you feel lighter, clearer, more in the moment. And that's what I recognize all the time. The less I ate, the better it felt. But still, I kept on losing weight. So after 14 years, 25 types of diet, and trying to gain that high state of awareness, including the stabilization of my weight, it didn't work. And at the end, I just surrendered, and I really surrendered to Source. I said, just show me the way. And 2 weeks later, I met someone, and we were doing training, and he said, you're always into dieting and fasting, and I have someone that's very interesting for you. I said, she's a breatharian and didn't eat and drink for 60 years. And all my buttons were pressed again, and immediately I knew, this is my answer. And well, what do you do at the moment like that? You open your laptop or your cell phone, you start searching the internet. What's a breatharian? How does it work? Are there teachers? What's the way to a breatharian? And I felt, this is not my way. I'm not someone who's following a teacher, listening to a teacher. I know it will come in a certain way, like a download or inner knowledge. And 2 months later, that was December 2017, I went to the Caribbean, laid on the beach for 10 days, no cell phone, no book, just emptying my body. And after 3 days, I received a download, and immediately I knew this is the way to, I thought, Pranic Living.
So you did it really from your your inner being, it came out, and you do it really on your own way.
Yeah, totally. It was totally different than all the breatharian or sun gazing trainings that I've read, and I downloaded some ebooks, and I thought, this is not the way. I don't feel it. I need to feel it. And this came to me, and I really knew immediately, well, first, this is totally different, and it's going to be really a gift for mankind. It's so different, and all the other trainings that I felt, this is, well, a blessing for mankind, and that I could receive that and able to share that with people that really feel it. That's, yeah, well, that's really beautiful.
It really is, and that's like, but it's like food is like our biggest addiction almost, and we are like so programmed to eat in a certain way and
Yeah.
eat certain things and to drink in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like really one of the biggest addictions I think we have.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We are addicted not to food, but to the ups of food. Everything that you eat, you chose by yourself that you like that type of food. And because if you don't like it, you don't eat or drink it. And everything that we like gives us an up. And we're addicted to all the ups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also a lot of times the food is not even that healthy anymore,
no,
what you can get.
no, definitely
Like,
not. No, that's right.
yeah, and
Yeah,
so that's why this is a really beautiful way of letting like people know, like, yeah, you can live differently
yeah,
and consume less and
yeah.
feel even better.
Oh, definitely. Well, the transformation that was received was first to empty your cells. And what I didn't thought about is that you cannot get rid of only the food related knowledge. Dus the moment you start emptying your water or emptying your cells from the vibrations of the past, not only that knowledge of food, but all the knowledge that your body reacts on relieves the body. And so that are traumas, positive and negative traumas, because everything is a trauma, because it changes the way you behave and you think. All the knowledge will leave the body, and the result of that is first that your cell is totally empty and can live on prana, but secondly that the foundation of our mind, the foundation of your thinking and your being is gone. So you can reset yourself to the blueprints how you were born in that moment. So you can really reset after 25 or 35 or 80 years. You can reset your body and go back to that really the blueprint of the default person that you really are when you were born.
And so this is also part of like the retreats that you give is really like trauma healing. So get all the
It's all included. Yeah. Without investigating or going to the story. It's just empty your cells, and the triggers that are there, and there are millions and millions of triggers in your body all day long, will leave your body. So what you will experience after you're a year, because transformation is approximately a year, what you will receive is an absolute emptiness inside your body. It's like an empty cave. No triggers, few emotions. It's just stillness inside, absolute stillness. And that's scary for a lot of people, because there's always something going on in our body. But when you really empty those cells, you can really surrender to that emptiness and just be.
just be that sound like, yeah, that sounds really beautiful. And well, how does it in practicality for most people is in like in everyday life, or you in particular? How does it look like? How much time, like when, like how much do you eat, and when do you eat, and how does it look?
I don't eat and drink at all.
Oh wow.
What I consume in a year is the
Yeah.
same as a normal human being, a maximum of 3 days. So I consume a
Wow.
little bit with Christmas, for example, with my 80 year plus old parents. So they like to be with the family, to celebrate with some sort of a dinner, and I just consume a little bit, and I drink some water or wine or cup of coffee, because my body reacts on everything that I put into. And even water, the body will react on water, the vibration of the water, or wine or coffee. So it doesn't matter what I eat and drink. So the moment I make the decision, okay, let's adapt, I call it adapt to that moment. I know, okay, this is going to be challenging for 4 or 5 days. So it doesn't matter if I eat a little bit or a lot, or if I take a glass of water or a glass of wine. So I just adapt to the family for a few hours, and well, that's one of the moments that I choose or decide to adapt and eat or drink and just a little bit. So just only on special occasions, let's say 5, 6, 7 times a year, I adapt a little bit and I make the decision to eat or drink something.
And then it doesn't matter what you eat or drink.
No, at that moment, no, even a glass of water, immediately after a couple of minutes, I feel the stress level coming up in my body. I feel my digestive system reacting. The mist is coming back. My brain is some sort of swelling up a little bit. I feel, well, I feel a change in my whole physical body.
And if you don't hardly eat, like, do you lose a lot of weight, or does it stay the same?
No, I'm stable for the last 6 years. The moment I did the transformation, I went from 85 till 73. So I lost 12 kilograms. There I stabilized, but my strength was normal. My physical condition was normal. So I was 73, 75 kilograms for a year. And after a year, I knew I am able to visualize my weight. So I start visualizing, I want to go to 80 kilograms. And after 12 months, my weight starts gaining a little bit. And right now I'm 85, 87 kilograms without any food intake or drink.
Oh, wow.
But your body needs to be finished with the transformation.
Okay.
The tool that I received, one of the tools is to we ignite the release of your past from your cells. It's like an initiation. You do that by yourself with a breath exercise. And we connect that to the physical cell regeneration, because all your cells in your body are 24/7 for the rest of your life, changing to new cells. And we program the initiation that all the cells that are regenerating in the future are releasing the past. And it takes approximately 12 months to change every cell in your body 100%. So we start in the retreat or a weekend. The program is connected to the physical change, regeneration of your cells. And in that year, you really feel that traumas are flowing out. You feel the change in your body. Your emotional state of being can go up and down. And well, after a year, you'll feel more peaceful. You feel that you are ready to embrace 100% prana in your life. And after the retreat, you started training, and it's an addiction training. It's not it's easy to live on prana, but it's very hard to stop eating. So after the transformation, you need to start training to take control over your food intake and your drink intake and your habits about food and drinking and socialization. And it's really a tough training of 12 up till 24 months to get your food under control, to start your prana days 1 day, then 2 days, and 4 days, and 5 days. You start eating and you stop eating, you start eating, you stop eating. So you need to take control and really see, can I start and can I stop after a day?
And so that's really also lots about or like willpower as well. Like, hey, I'm on this
Well,
way. I really want that. Like,
well, the most people that are coming to my retreats, they feel it.
mm,
On willpower, you will always lose to the food. If
mm,
you feel it, you know deep inside, this is my way, and I'm going to do this in a soft and kind way to the physical body and to the brain. Otherwise, you're fighting the brain, you're fighting
mm,
ego, and you will lose. You will always lose from ego. So
yeah.
it's a very soft and gentle way to start with one prana day. If it doesn't work, take your prana day with some water. Just let the brain adapt, like fasting. You say, let's start with
Mm,
a day. Oh, I'll survive. The brain needs to know, am I going to survive this? Then 2 days and 3 days and more and more. And yeah, so the longer you train, the easier it gets. And it's like the well, there's a picture about grow, and it's never a line like this. It's like whip 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 whip, and it's like with prana the same. Sometimes a week is very easy, and then something happens, and you fall a little bit back, and you start over again and over and over and over. And as long as you keep on training, you will end up as a pranic human being.
mm. And a lot of people then start with a retreat of you.
Well, in the last 5 years, I helped approximately five, almost 6,000 people.
That's a lot of people. And it's like, where do you give them? Like at least in Holland, I know. And
Well, at this, I started before COVID,
mm,
international, because due to COVID, I went back to just the Netherlands because people weren't traveling or not able to travel, and well, me too. So I
mm,
said, let's go back to the Netherlands and first transform the Netherlands and Belgium. So up till now, I'm giving the retreats and the weekend just in the Netherlands. But next year, I will go international again and pick some spots all over the world that people can fly in or drive to that location, and we'll do the transformation with hundreds and hundreds of people.
wow. So this because this is a thing that becomes bigger and bigger, and more people feel aligned with it, and more
Yeah,
people feel like, hey, this is something that can really benefit myself.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, so that's really
Yeah.
beautiful. And that's like, but it's still like for people like you don't need food or water. Like a lot of yeah, I also did quite some fasting, and then you have like dry fast, and this oh you can only do that maximum so long, but
Hmm.
like it's like a total like restructuring your whole brain and how you believe and like
No, it's restructuring your cells
yeah yeah yeah
because the brain doesn't react. The brain is just fear,
yeah
reaction
yeah.
fear. And if your body is empty and feels no, when the body is going back to the memory that it can
Mm,
live on prana, because we all have that memory. The first, and listen and feel.
mhm.
Hmm. The first cell after the sperm and the egg cell came together
Mhm.
was a stem cell. And that started to regenerate, to divide into 2 and 4 and 16. But in the first couple of days, those cells were not connected to anything of the mother. There was no connection at all. Those cells lived on energy. That's your first primal memory, that you are a stem cell living on energy. That's your first default state of being. So we don't learn anything. I don't want to learn people anything. I want to unpeel and go back to your blueprint. because we all have that same memory inside of us.
So, but this is something that's like possible for everybody.
Definitely.
And like, but yeah, so but if I'm very fascinated by it, so I want to like have the questions that people like that never heard of it, to like understand it more.
Yeah.
So this is like, so you can just live without food and drink, not this is just possible. You don't even but because the first thing always people like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, and that is also possible.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's like, so we actually don't need it. We don't need it.
No, it's the body reacts on the knowledge that we heard.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Right.
the moment you are born, you get breastfeeded, you get a bottle, and you get your small plates of food, and your mother or parents are going to condition you that you need it. And they say to you, if you don't eat enough, you won't grow, and you need to drink, otherwise you dehydrate, blah blah blah. And all those vibrations, although you don't understand it here in the first couple of years, those vibrations are going into your water, and you will never get rid of that. So the body is reacting to that old knowledge, not your brain, the body. And people, some people think, well, I heard this and I know how it works, and I will do some breath exercises, and I'll go on eating less and less, and I'll start living on prana. They will lose 40, 50 kilograms, and they can even die. Deconditioning your water is really unique. I've never met someone that's able to help people to decondition their water. Why? I don't know. I received something and I share it, and all my people are a medical miracle, because after a year they all know and experience that they didn't eat or drink for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, and they lost 5, 6 kilograms. Their energy went up. Their brain was totally clear. They could do everything. And from that moment on, they know, this is possible. And from there, they are going to, well, I call it pranic flow. They're going to investigate, how am I going to implement this into my daily life?
I just like, I saw like lots of people always very, very enthusiastic about it. So that's like, it's also very fascinating for me. And I think like for a lot of people, it's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah. And that it is possible. Like, this is like, yeah, from like
It's
mind
mind-blowing.
blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind blowing.
Yeah. Mind-blowing. Yeah, definitely.
And there's also people like that are studying you and like how you do that or something. Like
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, quite a lot. Well, let's say, I always say 5% of the total population of the planet is awake, and 95% is still in some sort of mist, blurry, and they just walk their path and do their thing. And those people, they don't feel pranic living. They're pretty negative. But awakened people, their cells will react on pranic living, on the freedom, lowering your footprint, really going off the grid. That's not only electricity and water, it's really no need for anything anymore. That's really going 100% off the grid. So it's a solution for so many things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it totally disconnects you for like from everything, and also from like you have to have food. Like you can just live somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
needing anything. So
Well,
it's
it's no
also
food.
possibilities, no?
Definitely, it's no
Wow.
food, no water. It's not being sick anymore because your leaky gut is closed. Your immune system is super high. Your traumas are gone. So there's no reason to get ill anymore. So it's food and water. That whole industry you can kick out. The medical
Mhm.
industry you can kick out because from the beginning of your illness, it's not there. So there's no reason. Your footprint is almost zero because just only when you drive a car or fly a plane or that's little footprint, but the rest of your food imprint and footprint is so low if you don't eat and drink anymore. It's amazing. It's really mind blowing.
Wow. Yeah.
So I always say if we want to save the planet, and we will within 50 years, we will save this planet. Just go pranic and
Mm.
lower your intake. If you do this transformation and still want to eat and drink a little bit, most people that eat and drink, they just eat and drink 4 or 5% maximum of what normal people are eating and drinking.
Mm.
Their metabolism is very low, and they don't need it anymore. It's just for the flavor explosion and the taste explosion in your mouth. But they don't need the 500 calories a meal. It's just I want to be social. I drink a little bit. I eat a little bit once in a while, and they take 4, 5, 7 days in between of nothing. You just go with the flow of life and enjoy life. It's not. It's supposed to be fun.
Mm.
Pranic living is fun. I'm still going to a restaurant with friends. I only don't eat and drink, but I'm still going to the restaurant. And most of the time to the waiter or waitress, I say, well, I don't feel 100%. I don't feel that okay. Oh, no problem. Yeah, happy to be here. And if you need anything, just let me know. And I'm there and I'm talking to my friends, but I don't eat and drink. So you can still do everything that you want to do, but then without the intake of food and drink. Yeah.
For me, it's really interesting. For a lot of people, I already have a different way of eating than
Yeah.
most people because I'm also mostly like raw and vegan and fruits
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
a lot of diets, juicing and fasting. So
Hmm.
for a lot of like people that like
Yeah,
are,
I know.
I'm already like,
I've been there. I've been there. I
so
did
I'm
I
already
did them
like
all.
extreme. So
Yeah.
so this is even more like yeah, it's really like yeah, it's really interesting for me. It's really interesting. So I'm really like I really love like seeing your messages and what you're doing, and the people are really
Yeah, yeah,
enthusiastic
yeah, yeah.
about it, and also
Well,
enthusiastic about your retreats. They're really
yeah.
like so like amazing. So it's like really beautiful for people to even if to just like experience that. Like there's a different
Yeah,
way of being and living, and
yeah.
like, who
Well,
knows?
you know, the reason that I received this program is um hmm, is not to save the planet at this moment. The children that are born at this moment, they are wiser than we are.
Mm.
We were, when we were born, wiser than our parents. If 10% of the total population on this planet have experienced pranic living, and that can also just be hearing about it, feeling that it's possible, that's also an experience. If 10% of all population have experienced pranic living that is possible, and we all are connected to source, to the higher consciousness, consciousness will grow. And within 50 years, 40 years at this moment, the 10% has been reached. And the children that are born after 40 years know that they don't need to eat and drink anymore. And they will fight their parents because their parents are still not 100% aware, not 100% convinced. So they will start feeding their children. But when those children get children, So that's approximately over within 60 years. These parents will say to the children, if you need anything, just let me know. And that's the change, that the reason that I received this, and that's going to be the change that the world needs to reset, including everything that's happening at this moment. It's not just Pranic Living, it's everything that's happening. It will come together in 50 or 70 years. And from there, the planet is regaining its energy and higher vibrations and, well, everything that may be ignited at that moment. And Pranic Living is a very big part of that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And also like when indeed like the awareness of the children is always bigger, but also when you have aware parents,
Yeah, of course.
feeling is so different. You have like conscious children.
Yeah, it's like an accelerator. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have like as much trauma
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And
Correct.
so that's already that's going to be the future anyway, and that is going to be really, we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm also
Yeah.
excited about the future. Like, even though we don't know exactly what is coming, but we know it's like we knowing that new energy already, that new vibration. We know what is coming.
Yeah.
And we connect and we unite, and that grows and that grows, and that is like you feel that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm very
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy to be part of that human growth, that total growth. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And this is something like you really see like what is like happening in the world, and that is going to be a part of that. And to people like at this moment, like for like what is like your biggest message that you can bring to like all people from all wherever they are in awareness? What would your message be?
Well, that's just be open. Be open to everything that you don't know, because there's the solution. It's not a box of knowledge. The solution is out of the box. So just be open to everything that you hear, that comes to you through YouTube and internet and the people around you, and just be open. Skip the mind. Just listen and feel. I think I'm sure that there is the solution.
And that is also interesting what you said, like even if it's on internet, so people can really shift, like when they shift, also what they get back from that, because a lot of people say, oh, it's really bad, but it's maybe also interesting that you have probably also different perspective on that.
Definitely. Well, everything is energy and everything is vibration, and all the knowledge is in ourselves. We are that knowledge. So we can, if we are open, really tune in to everything that is coming your way. And you can, if you are just open and skip the mind, because the mind always thinks something impossible, too expensive, blah, blah, blah. There's all the blah, blah, blah here. But if you stay out of the box and stay open, you can really feel that your body can react to the knowledge that is shared, whatever it is. So if you really stay open, just feel, and everything that you experience is grow then from there, every second in your life. That's also the reason that I'm not only doing physical retreats, I'm starting an online retreat within a couple of months in English. So wherever you are, whatever your budget is, you can get that online training, and you can start living on Prana after a year. So that's energy as well.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear for some people that are like all over the world that think like, I maybe can't.
They don't have to come to the Netherlands anymore.
Okay, that's a good like I will put your website underneath here so people can always find you. So especially for the people that are like really feel like intuitively, like, hey, if you're like excited about this, there's a reason, and really feel into that. And check you on your website, and who knows.
Oh, and if I have any questions, just write an email or find me on the internet. You know what? I'm everywhere, so they'll find me, and you can always connect me with your questions and your feelings and what happened in this video, for example.
Yes, really, 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 yeah, it was really beautiful.
Mm.
And thank you very much.
Thank you as well for this
Mm.
beautiful sharing together.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody who was here, and everybody who will see this. And yeah, lots of love from us.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.